What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video here on the RA Visuals YouTube channel. And today we're going to be talking about my gaming PC and my streaming PC that I recently updated. And some of you guys may have saw me do a little bit of testing here on the on stream with all of you, and we've definitely got some things to go over. And to really, kind of answer the question, was it worth it for me to actually fully rebuild both my computers and switch a bunch of parts around? So if you guys were not around for when I did that, definitely stay tuned because I'm going to run through the entire thing and I'm going to show you guys whether this was actually a like a cost saving measure and it actually worked the way I wanted to, and if I even gained a little bit of performance from the upgrades I did to my system. So we will hop right into that right after a word from our sponsor.
With VIP-URCDKEY, you can install and activate Windows for only 16 bucks.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It's fast, easy, and 100% legit. You can now enter my new promo code for 2023, RAV25, which will now save you 25% on your purchase. So get rid of that Windows activation watermark and get your system activated today. It also works for Windows 11 as well. Check the links in the description.
All right, everybody, here is the setup. Since you guys seem to really like it, I actually changed the colors. Some of what you guys think about this color scheme, the teal, green, and orange. I actually think this is even better than what I did last time, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the PC. So here's my gaming PC right here. You guys have probably seen this already. Now, this is what I've basically changed the most, that I swapped with my previous gaming PC. So little backstory for you guys. The components that are in this PC right here, most of it, a lot of it stayed, and then we just kind of upgraded the graphics card and we switched out the processor with a different AMD processor. So I was originally running, this PC was actually my streaming PC. So I used it to, encode video, edit video, and run my stream when you guys would see me live and everything like that. And we were originally doing that with this PC with a Ryzen 9 3950X, and then it had a 2080 in it that from a previous build, and I just used that because of CUDA and Premiere and all those different editing programs, like the CUDA cores and everything that NVIDIA has. So it still worked great, but what we did was basically swap these two PCs, and now this is my gaming PC, and we upgraded the graphics card and we upgraded the CPU, like I said, but everything else stayed the same. So we still have our X570 Tai Chi motherboard from ASRock. My God, it's like a 64 gig kit and a 32 gig kit. So it's like, what, 90 something or whatever it is, gigs of memory in here, which I needed for my editing PC before. Now it's kind of overkill, it doesn't really matter. But we have DDR4 RAM in there running at 3600 megahertz from, from Kingston Fury right there. And then we also have the new graphics card, which is an NVIDIA 4070 Ti from PNY. We got the Accelerate version, which I think looks amazing. And the new CPU we ended up switching into there was the Ryzen 7 5800X 3D. So we have a more gaming, suited CPU for sure in this PC. So no, like I said, we're gonna answer the question today: was the upgrade worth it, and do we gain any more gaming performance from doing this swap, other than the fact that it looks cooler? Now, I will tell you right now, let's go ahead and check on some benchmark numbers of where my gaming PC was at before with just the i7 12700K and the 3080 Ti.
Alright guys, so when I first built this PC, I tested a pretty wide range of games, and one of them was Battlefield 2042 on Ultra with DLSS on, and you can see right here we're averaging 121 FPS in this game, which for this game is actually pretty dang good. Then hopping into Cyberpunk 2077 on Ultra with DLSS on Auto, we were giving an average of about 86 FPS, which again is actually some pretty nice numbers to get as well. Then in the Metro Exodus built-in benchmark on Ultra with DLSS on with RTX on normal, we also were able to go ahead and get ourselves an average frame rate of about 97. I even tested Escape from Tarkov, which is a very under-optimized game, but still really hard to run nonetheless, and I was getting around 90 FPS here on the Woods map.
Okay, so now that you guys got an idea for where my previous system was with the 3080 Ti and the 12700K, let me show you real quick a couple of benchmarks with me just simply taking my 4070 Ti and switching it into the original gaming build that was the Intel platform. So these numbers will be the i7 12700K with the 4070 Ti thrown into that system. So you guys will see what kind of numbers we get just from that little switch right there.
First game I decided to test was good old Fortnite, and you can see right here we're getting upwards of 275 to 280 FPS, which is actually really good and extremely playable, while playing the game at 1440p on optimized settings. And next we tested Cyberpunk 2077 again on very similar settings, and now we're getting around 160 FPS inside of combat and everything. So this was actually a very, very good benchmark for this combination, and it runs like a dream. And we did run the Metro Exodus built-in benchmark one more time, and this time we ran it at extreme settings. So even with these higher settings, this combination was now able to muster up an FPS of 98 average right here, actually almost 99 FPS. So even though we bumped up the settings and are playing at similar resolution, we're still able to get more performance, which is really awesome.
Okay, and now that we have a really good idea of what we're gonna expect in terms of performance, let me go ahead and show you the benchmarks for the Ryzen 7 3800X 3D that I picked up with the 4070 Ti. And you'll notice that a lot of these benchmarks are going to be pretty similar to what the 12700K and the 4070 Ti are, but just with a couple of different slight variances. So check these out.
I started off our benchmarking in Fortnite, and as you can see, I'm getting a higher average FPS than we had last time, but we're only using the CPU about 4 to 5% right now, and our heat is up to 81 degrees Celsius, which is not good. Then switching over to Diablo 4, it's even worse. We're only utilizing the CPU about 1 to 3% right now. It just jumped up to 6, but we're hitting 91 degrees Celsius of of temperature there on our 5800X 3D. So something needed to change.
Okay, as you guys can see, we are hitting some very, very high temperatures right there, going above 90 degrees Celsius, which is not really good for a CPU, you guys. It's not where you want to be. You want to be like 80 and below, somewhere in there, max. And so I realized the reason for this was because I did not PBO tune my Ryzen 7 5800X 3D. If you guys don't know what PBO tuning is, it basically is something that you switch in the BIOS. It's a setting that you do in the BIOS with these X3D chips that allows you to go ahead and set a certain voltage limit and you undervolt it, and you actually are able to decrease thermals while in some cases also increasing your FPS and your overall performance, because your CPU will no longer be thermal throttling. So yeah, basically it's something that everyone's gonna wanna do, right? So I ran these benchmarks and totally forgot to do it. So I actually went ahead and went in the BIOS, I did all these settings, and I made sure that I did a -25 setting. The guide I followed basically told me to start there. I did that, and it was completely rock solid stable in all of my testing. And then I ran a few more benchmarks after I did the PBO tuning, and here are my results.
The first game I decided to test was Apex Legends, and we are easily able to max this whole game out and max out our refresh rate of 165 FPS right there, and 165 hertz monitor that I'm using. And you can see right up at the top, we are only hitting about 65, 66 degrees Celsius while we're fully in combat in the game with a lot going on. So that is a really great starting point. And hopping into Cyberpunk, we are getting very close to the exact same performance, but this time, as you see up at the top, we're only getting about around 70 degrees Celsius max, and it stays under it the entire time I was playing through it. So a lot better than what we were getting before. Then I went ahead and tested Escape from Tarkov on the newer Streets map, which is one of the most difficult maps to run in the game in an actual live match. And right here, we're getting a max of 63 degrees Celsius when this game actually does utilize the CPU quite a bit. It's actually jumping up around 64, 65 sometimes too, but we're getting an average of about 115 to 117 FPS, which is really great considering we're playing at 1440p and higher settings in this game.
Okay, you guys, so what do you think? Is it still worth it to go ahead and grab a X3D chip like the Ryzen 7 5800X 3D, which you can find a lot cheaper right now in 2023, and still stick with an AM4 platform? Me personally, to answer this question, I think it's still very, very worth it. If you're someone like me who has the AM4 platform, like you see right here, I had basically the entire platform all ready to go, motherboard, RAM, everything. And all I had to do was switch in a new chip for like $270 something, like I got it on sale. It was an absolute nice deal for me. If you're a brand new builder, obviously you might want to go with the new AM5 platform simply because it's newer stuff and you might as well do it since it's, you know, you're basically buying from brand new. But if you're someone like me in this similar situation who already had a system that you can just drop a new, you know, a top-end CPU in to get yourself some more gaming performance with a better graphics card, it might be something that you may want to do as well. But guys, that is gonna really do it for this. Honestly, what I saw the most increase of was even in my streaming and editing system, and the fact that editing in Premiere and doing all that kind of thing, video editing and whatnot, is so much quicker now because of the Intel QuickSync I can take advantage of because of my Intel chip now, and because I have that 3080 Ti in there to help you know, render faster and, you know, help with my timeline with encoding and everything like that. So it's actually just such a really great system to use. These two PCs are running amazingly right now, and for me, I think personally it was worth me doing. Guys, that's gonna go ahead and do it for this one. I wanted to just go ahead and get this out to you guys since we had been, you know, doing streams on this sort of stuff, and I've been taking you along for the ride this entire time. So if this is something you guys like seeing and you guys enjoy these like more vloggy, just, you know, explanation type videos, go ahead and give the video a like and let me know that you guys like it. And then if you guys want to see more of my tech content moving forward, you guys know what to do. Hit that subscribe button with those notifications on so you'll always know when my videos are ready to come out. But until the next video, catch you guys later. See ya.